Hey everyone, Aussie Viking to do another video. I have to do a rant, okay? This is a rant video about Mass Effect Andromeda. Not for what I think of the game, but how it's been received by a whole lot of people. And how much bullshit it's getting. First and foremost, there are problems. Of course there's problems. There's problems in every game, okay? But they're not as bad as people are saying. So let's do the obvious. The facial animations. Yes, there are some bad facial animations. But it's not from everyone. So your main crew have great facial animations. Your main human crew has pretty good facial animations, and you get used to them after a while. They're not that bad. They aren't really annoying unless you're someone that really nitpicks. You're just like, well, they're okay. You know, they're not the best. They're not the worst. They're in between, and they're good. They're fine. Another thing is humans are the worst ones, of course. They are definitely the worst, and some of them make you go, well, why? Why? And yes, that does happen, but remember, Mass Effect 1 and 2 and 3 had some terrible facial animations as well, and you just dealt with them. Remember Miranda? She looked terrible. Her ass was good, but her face was shit. Okay? And I know that they based her on the actress, but they don't look very similar. Well, they do and they don't, you know. But again, that's just some weird crap you do. Another one is the facial features for the aliens is fine. Krogan, Solarians, Asari are fine. I've got no problems with them. They look pretty damn good. So, yeah. Okay? There's nitpicking on the facial animations I can get to an extent, but they're not that bad what people are saying. Another thing is gameplay. The gameplay is so good in this game that I'm really having trouble that there are people out there that don't like it. It's not tedious, it's not boring, it's pretty fucking good, to be truthful. Okay? And it's so good that when somebody says it's bad, you can't help but go, what the hell are you on? Like, you can't help but objectively, like, it's actually good gameplay. The abilities to jump jet, dash, hold in the air, even in the shooting, and the cover mechanics are great. Cover mechanics I was a bit iffy about because it was very Mass Effect 1 where, you know, you go to a cover and it's like, you know, there was no button like in number 2 and 3, you just like get up to it and then he just goes in the cover. It's not that bad. I've gotten stuck or anything, and if you do feel like you're gonna get stuck, you just jump up in the air and dash out the way. Like, it works pretty damn well. Aiming a gun and shooting feels great. The sound effects are very more powerful, like with a lot more oomph to them. So I don't see why people are complaining about the gameplay. I mean, I feel like they haven't even played it yet. The people that complain about the gameplay have just seen videos. First of all, the scanning isn't tedious at all because you get points out of it. You get things you can use later on, and it is kind of fun to get your scanner out, scan the environment, and have all this information out. You know, and they never ever say you should scan during combat. At least from what I've heard, and you know, from what I've played in the 10-hour demo EA access. I mean, you can activate it in combat, but if you get shot, it just goes away. So it's like, it's basically saying, don't. Whatever you do, don't. Okay? So, things from gameplay perspective, it's great. I don't really get why people... And you can go and get these areas where it's like, you can send a dropship thing down, which you can then use to get your health back, your armor back, and then get some upgrades and stuff like that. That's cool as well. The Nomad is fine. I mean, I'm pretty sure there are people complaining about the Nomad. I don't get why. I mean, the only thing I can complain about, there's no guns. But when you think about it, since this is a more traditional RPG where instead of doing quests, you get experience points, you get more experience points by killing things. So if you did have Nomad with guns, you could literally just go up on the map and just shoot things and get a whole lot of XP or something like that. It kind of makes sense that you wouldn't. I mean, I would like to see weapons on the Nomad, but you can still run things over, and that's fine. Like, there's, you know, no problems with that. And there are people complaining about choices. Oh, the choices. It's 10 hours, okay? At least for the people that are complaining that they play the EA access. It's 10 hours. You're not going to get much consequences. You're not going to go and do a choice and have the consequences come back to you straight away. No, 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 no. And from what there has been happening, there is some good consequences that happen to an extent. So, during the game, at least in the intro, tutorial level, there's a part where you meet the aliens, right? You can choose. Do you want to kill them? Or do you want to go up to them with your hands raised and say, look, we mean no harm? Now, it was funny because I was watching Angry Joe's stream and he was complaining, Joe, I bet you that if I picked either one of these, it'll end with me, the cutscene will end with me having a gun out. As in, you know, you'll end the cutscene where you make the choice and you'll automatically have a gun out because he chose the one where you shoot on him and he had a gun out. He was complaining, I bet you if you choose the other one, you'll still get a gun out and shoot him. And he was wrong because if you choose to kill them, you automatically start and you can do whatever you want. You can get your gun out and shoot them from far away. That's it. If you choose not to, if you choose the way to do it, the way you're supposed to do it to an extent, with new life forms by putting your hands up and saying, look, we mean no harm, we'd like to get to know you sort of thing, they do that. Ryder literally gets up, Ryder and Liam put their hands up and go, look, we mean no harm, we don't understand you, and then they start attacking them. But then later on you find out they've done that for a reason, sort of thing. So it's like, okay, I get it, that's a good choice. It's not as big as you think, but it's not as small, and it's different. It's a different branching path that's not big, but it's just that small enough to make you go, oh, well, at least it's there. Another one is the murdering side quest, which was really good. If you choose to free them, and you go to the cryolabs, you'll see something interesting. You'll hear or see something interesting. I can't remember what it was. I think you see something interesting. But it's something interesting happens if you go do the murdering side quest and say, hey, I'll let you free, and certain things happen. So there are consequences to your actions, which is really interesting. Again, 10 hours, you can't exactly complain or go crazy about what's going to happen. Because again, 10 hours is, especially for an RPG, is not enough time to see consequence for your actions. Not really. Another thing is characters. People are complaining about the characters, which is dumb. They're complaining, oh, I don't feel for any of them. It's an RPG. It's a BioWare RPG. You want to know how to get to understand your characters? You fucking talk to them. These people are complaining that we know nothing about them because you don't talk to them. You talk to them when you get your ship, your Tempest. Once you got that, you can go around and talk to them. And you get to know them. I went on the Tempest, and guess what I did? I went to talk to the people, and I got to know them. Liam's great. You know, you share a beer with him, like you said in the before mission, and you share and having a few stories, and he's like, I didn't come to Andromeda in any crazy fashion. I just came because I wanted something different, you know? He doesn't have this crazy-ass backstory as to why he's there, at least so far, and he's just, like, he literally just comes and says, yeah, I just came here for a new start. I had a good life, I had a good job, but I just wanted a new start, just to see what else is out there. And I was like, that's fucking great. I know you now. And he's a great character. And you got Vetra, who's like, when I need to, I'm a con artist, but I'm a good con artist because I give people what they want. In return, I get what I want. I'm a good con artist, sort of thing. Well, something like that, you know. She can be the sort of manipulative sort of person. And I thought that was great. And then you got Cora, who you can't help but be like, I'm flirting with you, like, you gotta flirt. She was great. She was awesome, great. She did have a lot of things to say, like, you find out that she was in an Asari commando unit, and she was really good with her biotics, and then you have all this other stuff, and that's really interesting. And I don't get why people are complaining. And then you've got, let's see, well, I haven't been able to talk to the Asari PB yet, because there's a bit of a glitch in the 10-hour EA access, is, if you go in the Tempest after meeting her, you'll hear her and even the Krogan talk to the crew, but they're not on the ship. So I think that's a bit of a glitch thing, but I can deal with that. But what's interesting is when you're walking around, they interact with the other characters because you'll hear them talking via radio, and the characters will talk back, and you get to know them more, and it's interesting. Another thing is when people say the characters are bad or they don't get to know them, you obviously, I just said you do because I told you some good examples, but also beforehand during the missions they will talk, and when you're into missions, when you drive around the Nomad, you will hear them talk. Again, 10 hours wasn't a really good idea for the EA access to an extent, because not many people are going to go on the planet and just explore, because you can't do that, because you need to get a lot of upgrades and stuff to make you be able to go around and stuff. But from what I've heard, and the conversations they've had via walking around and travelling on the area that I'm in, they have some great characterizations, and they're great people in general. So I'm not understanding any of this bullshit about people saying they're terrible characters. They're good characters. And you got to remember, Mass Effect 1, it took you hours before you even understood any of them. Like, look at Ashley Williams. When you got to know her a bit more, you're like, oh, she's a bit of a racist. But then later on you find out that she has a reason for it. And then later on you find out you can change her in that number 3. You know, I can understand people going crazy about the characters because, hey, we've known them for 3 fucking games. And their send-off was one of the best DLCs you could get in a video game for characters for an RPG. I get that. But people seem to be so close-minded about it that it's like, oh, I don't get to know him within 10 minutes of meeting him. The fuck? No, that's not how it rolls. God, I tell you. So let's see. Gameplay is great. Characters are great. Exploration is great. I don't get what people are complaining about the exploration. The side quests have got some great content. The side quests really make you feel, and they've got some good twists so far. Characterization, fine. Facial animations, only for certain characters. And yes, the humans can look a bit weird at times, but for your main crew, they don't look too bad. And everything else from aliens, they look fine. Okay? Writing. There was one I got to go for. So, writing in this. In my 10 hours, I've only had 2 instances of the writing getting iffy. And one of them I can only remember being my face is, you know, I'm so tired, my face is so tired, or something like that. That was terrible. When I first heard it, I was like, what the fuck was that? Why, you know, makes sense. But you could say that about the original trilogy as well. Remember?
You. big, stupid jellyfish.
That was fucking terrible in terms of acting, facial animations, and just the line itself. But we loved that line because it was so stupid, okay? Mass Effect, the original series, had a lot of stupid moments. You can look at them if you want. There's quite a bit of them, actually, I gotta say. But yeah, there's a lot of stupid moments. Some that work and some that didn't. I'm sure Mass Effect Andromeda's going to have that too. And remember, the theme of it isn't going to be as dark to an extent as you think, because there's no Reapers, at least from what we understand. There's no great, powerful, godly Cthulhu race that's going to come down and wipe you out. This is about survival, which hopefully gets more interesting, you know? So I'm not really understanding all this crap about everybody. It doesn't deserve it. The Mass Effect Andromeda doesn't deserve all this shit from people that haven't even played it yet. And if you have, 10 hours is not a good reason to understand it. Because a lot of people have even said that have the full game, then it does get better. Now, look at Dragon Age Inquisition. That was a great game, but it took a while to get better. Once you got to Skyhold, it opened up a shit ton more. But remember, Skyhold, especially with how much you did, could take up to 10 plus hours to get to Skyhold before the game fully opened up. And I feel like this is what Mass Effect's doing. It opens up more once you're on the Tempest, but I feel like once you can upgrade and, you know, go make settlements and you can upgrade the main arc area that you got, it's going to get a lot better. And that makes sense, okay? And I don't understand when people are giving it shit. Well, okay, to an extent I do. 5 years of development time. We've had games like The Witcher 3, which should influence this game. And it has. There are influence here from a lot of great RPGs that they've taken from their own and others. That's great. But you got to remember, the game needs to be played. Okay, this game needs to be played before you can understand every little thing about it. If you just sit back and watch it, you're gonna hate it. I can definitely say that because it is a lot more fun to play, and it's a good RPG so far. And I'm all this bullshit everybody's giving it is dumb as shit. That's my view on it. I mean, yeah, I get it. 5 years of development time, you expect a bit more, but when you look at it, these issues have always been in the Mass Effect games since the very beginning. Okay, so you know. And the glitches. Oh, the glitches. I'm going to tell you something. Every open world game gets glitches. Witcher 3 had glitches when it first came out. They got patched in. Same thing is going to happen with this one, I'm sure. Fallout series, Elder Scrolls series, GTA 4 and 5 had some fucked up glitches. Some were pretty great and some were pretty shit. But they still had glitches. Every game out there will have glitches. And if it's an open world game with a lot of mechanics like this game does, like Mass Effect Andromeda, it's going to have glitches. Don't fucking complain about the glitches when it's obvious it's going to get glitches. Name me one open world game that doesn't have some crazy ass glitches. One. And it doesn't. Like, it does have bad glitches. Every open world game is going to have bad glitches, okay? Especially a game like Mass Effect where it's an RPG. It's got all these different mechanics that come in. There's going to be glitches. Like, even games like Metal Gear Solid 5 had glitches. Had some pretty fucked up glitches, actually. So, again, it's going to have problems, of course it does, but the problems that people are attacking it for are complete bullshit. Now, I know during this round I might not have been the best at taking about what I'm talking about, because just everywhere you read online, it's just negativity after negativity, and every negativity I can go and say, well, actually, you know, like I've been saying today, so. Another thing is, it is addicting. I've got about an hour left, I think, about an hour and a half left of the trial, and I want more. I don't want to finish the trial. I want to play this game fully, you know? It's that addicting. So if you like addicting games, go for Mass Effect Andromeda. You'll love it. But yeah, it is a good BioWare game. It's a good, so far at least, and all the negativities are bullshit, okay? It's got good characters, good exploration, good gameplay, fun nomad, you know, driving stuff, and it's just fun. The only downside I think I have is there's no import of the main series. You can't get your main save files from Mass Effect 1, 2, and 3 and import them in here. You just say, was your shepherd a male or a female? And you can't swim, at least not yet. You know, you go into an area with the nomad, you just teleport back onto land. If you're just walking around, go in the water, you just come back on land. Kind of sucks. If that's the only downside I can really have so far is you can't swim. But who knows? Maybe in DLC, maybe in patches, maybe in the next game he'll be able to swim. It's not that big of a deal. It's just one that that's nitpicking. Honestly, that's the only nitpicking I can do, really. But yeah, I just have to do a rant. It's kind of long, but yeah. And I know I just said the same things over and over again at times, but it's just I don't know. I don't care, because in the end, I don't care what reviewers are going to say. This is the sort of game where I'm going to sit on my couch and enjoy. I couldn't give two shits what everybody else thinks, because you know what? I can see the positivity here. I can see the goodness here. I can see everything that works for this game, and I cannot not understand why people just hate on it. I really don't. Some of it I do. Some of it I totally understand, but some of it, like the other stuff, it's bullshit. And it feels like a lot of gamers don't think anymore, okay? So, yes, there are moments where a lot of expositions showed out. So, a lot of games do that. And it makes sense for certain areas, because there's a lot of cameos from the original series. I'm not going to say what, really, but one of them was the AI from the Citadel, right? The Citadel, the AI in Citadel, you go to get information. That's there. That makes sense. It gives you information. There you go. You know? Another thing is people going crazy about a certain, you know, the character that says the what was it? Oh, the face, half my face is, I'm just so tired, my face is tired, sort of thing. Everybody go crazy like, I don't get why she's a bitch to you. I don't understand it. And it's like, it is pretty easy to understand. How come when a game like Mass Effect that literally gives you a lot of good reasons as to why a person would be angry at you and nobody understands it? She's angry at you because she's been on a hellhole for a year. All the arcs and all the Pathfinders haven't come back. They had a mutiny, more or less. A lot of people died. And the first arc that comes in God knows how long, well, about a year or two, basically the first arc that comes with the first Pathfinder who was supposed to be the human guy who helped create this thing and help get it off the ground, sort of thing. He's dead, and all of a sudden, this no-name guy who's his son, if you pick the daughter, is the Pathfinder. Right there. That is a lot of reasons to why she's pissed off at you and doesn't believe in you, because she's gone through hell and she's probably lost her lack of motivation for anything. I got that vibe of her, and I could piece things together that made sense. Yet there are people out there saying, oh, no, her motivations don't make much sense. Think, motherfuckers! Think! Jesus Christ! Like, sometimes I look at gamers and go, why are we so fucking dumb? Like, there are so many games out there that make you want to think. And you do have to think. And then all of a sudden it's like, I don't get it. Like, I'm not somebody who's like, you don't think, I hate you. No. It's just, internet, everybody goes crazy on it. And the forums, and it just doesn't make much sense to me. And I feel like there's too many people holding on to nostalgia of the original series. I think that's the best bit here. Too many people of nostalgia. Anyway, this is a long-ass rant, and I'm sure that everybody just wants to leave and... Alright. Ran over. Okay. Anyway. Aussie Viking out. See you in Valhalla. Bye.